Just picture yourself leisurely walking down a peaceful beach when out of nowhere you see something that defies belief and logic. These fascinating beings, tossed to shore by the tides, intrigue our senses and make us question our knowledge of nature.
Walking his dog very early in the morning, found the squid, he alerted us to it, and we came down immediately.
Fishes for life normally make their way to shore once they've lived out their lives. But an unusual sighting occurred on a Japanese beach when a live squid washed up on the coast. The creature, which was approximately 80 kilograms and measured 3 meters in total length, was then transported to a local aquarium for medical treatment. And then, after it was deemed healthy, it was returned to the ocean. Unknown marine organism measuring 4 meters in length, stranded on an Acapulco beach, Mexico, and everyone there was perplexed, including someone brave enough to reach for a stick poked around the monster on the sand, but no one was able to determine what kind it was. Its eyes led people to believe it was a gigantic whale's fossil. 2. Beached sharks. If you have a fear of sharks, you might. Let's fast forward a little bit, since it turns out that these giants not only dwell in the depths, but they can. As it approached the coast, the feeding frenzy in North Carolina caused beachgoers to rethink their vacation destination. On a separate occasion, black-tip reef sharks made an exciting entrance onto a Maldives beach when their victim thought it might evade them by getting close to the water. It wasn't the only time sharks startled people. Sure, after viewing that, I'm not sure I'll ever set foot on a beach again. The case. Connected pairs of whales. Discoveries of whales are commonplace, found on beaches. However, one of these discoveries had a unique twist. The peculiar artifact found in Mexico featured a single corpse with 2 heads, and many were perplexed. At first, they believed the whale to be a legendary marine creature that eventually appeared. But it was actually an instance of conjoined twins of the Siamese variety, which is extremely unusual in the animal kingdom, making this particular whale specimen quite uncommon, very outstanding. Running with mullet. Lucky beachgoers discovered a school of mullet swimming on their routine day spent. When large schools of fish travel to the south, it is called a mullet run. The coast of Florida and then migrate offshore to spawn on beaches, creating an incredibly entertaining spectacle for spectators and a fantastic chance for fishing. Even in this location, some individuals managed to they caught more fish than anyone else during the mullet run possible. Massive whale. A whale with a white coat has been up on. Startled everyone who set eyes on it at Estepona, Malaga's Lara Beach. At the location, where the whale had tragically died, albinism is particularly disturbing given the species' rarity, but there is a shadowy side to this discovery. Before this finding, there were whispers that scientists had discovered plastic fragments in the whale's jaws, implying that the unfortunate. This news made everyone wonder if whales may have suffered as a result of human activities. We can only hope that we can prevent such situations. Environmentalists are upset. 13 throughout the coming years. Coiled. Large fish. Deep-sea creatures known as oarfish can be found in depths ranging from 250 to 1,000 meters below the surface, making sightings of them quite unusual. A 15-ton oarish washed up at a beach, shocking beachgoers. Island of Catalina, this unusual battle even perplexed marine specialists. The lack of excitement is due to the fact that orishas usually appear either before or after a seismic event that may indicate this discovery may portend an impending risk. But its majestic appearance is impossible to ignore when contrasted with this marine creature, astounds me even with my human hands.
Wow, that's hard numbers.
Rescuing whales. Certain marine environmentalists strolled past a beach on their way to work one morning and saw a young male humpback stuck there. Despite being partially buried in the ocean, the whale required assistance from humans in order to make a safe return trip. Despite how challenging the job was for the squad, we will need to acquire ropes to support their legs and other parts. They remained optimistic and made every effort to return it to a great deal of water from the sea. Notice how they all pushed it past the watch on their own and assisted the amiable giant in returning to the water. Ocean monster. A number of terrifying kinds. Things live in the ocean's depths. I don't mind them per se, but I can't help but feel uneasy thinking about them. An unpleasant recollection for a lot of beachgoers when an anglerfish came up to the shore on a beach in California. Its unusual shape and pitch black hue were really terrifying experience. Beachgoers were worried since the anglerfish had already died by the time it was seen floating on the water's surface. Perhaps a larger, more terrifying beast had lured the fishermen to the surface, and they couldn't help but wonder what it was. Beast. This cryptic, hairy beast showed up on a Philippine beach, shocking a group of beachgoers. The source of the discovery's mind-boggling nature claimed no one had ever seen something like it before, and that it was hairy all over. Given that over 90% of marine life remains unknown, it's understandable that many people assume this was a brand new species. Wow, take a look at that. It was later speculated that it could be a whale's decaying carcass, and that the hairs were actually pieces of decomposing muscle. Think. Traumatized shark. I know what you're thinking. Sharks are. Even the ocean's top predators face threats from other marine life, according to an Australian fisherman. Assertion that he had never encountered something like during his 15 years of expertise, when he unexplained circumstances led to the discovery of a big white shark that had washed up on a beach. The water could have been to blame, according to some specialists, who speculated that the unfortunate creature had become a victim of whale hunters. Keeps a larger, more terrifying predator about whom we know nothing before we proceed. In order to see more videos like this one, please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. Taking in all of our incredible material. Bones that terrify. Picture this. You're relaxing on the beach when suddenly, isn't it intriguing that these bones could be those of an extraterrestrial being? Couple came upon a true sighting of this kind when walking through the Ilha Compra Brazil sands. They found a humanoid, a palm buried in the sand, even though it appeared to be considerably. They thought it was an alien hand because of how unsettling it was, but we have additional. Watchers have speculated that it might be the flipper of a whale or an orca, among other possibilities. Those seem like human hands and don't have any. Give it a thumbs up. Gigantic stingray tank. Perhaps you've laid eyes on a stingray. These creatures frequently visit beaches in need of food. But a group of friends had an amazing encounter with gigantic stingrays that looked like they had been around for aeons. Immersed themselves in there, these creatures appeared to be exceedingly kind, approaching close to beachgoers as if to say me, tracked through the dirt on the front. Dark shore. A few individuals were taken by surprise. They were looking down at the water when they noticed a strange-looking being floating there. It lacked a head, a body, and any features. The species in question wasn't actually a mystery at all, despite appearances to the contrary. Perhaps not a living thing per se, but rather an organism, most likely a marine mammal. It was a sea plant, according to some observers, but others thought it was the gills or guts of a bigger fish. Nobody knows who they really are. Numerous fish. Fish in the water is a common occurrence. But to witness swarms of these fish beached on at once is a terrifying sight. When Texans saw thousands of fish just sitting there, doing nothing, they couldn't believe what they were seeing. Their minds raced to the possibility that a gigantic predatory. The increase in water temperature was the cause of this phenomenon, which the fish exhibited, which had rendered the fish's survival imminent, forcing them to breach the surface and seek refuge in the warmer waters of the Gulf. The fish's demise serves as a sobering reminder of how dangerous our world may be. Beach vegetation. Beachgoers in Florida have been treated to an extra sight on their vacations: massive amounts of sargasso seaweed covering vast swaths of the Atlantic Ocean. From time to time, it ends up on Florida beaches, non-bouncing. Mexico, where the captivating image is a result of powerful air currents. Despite its pleasing appearance, this enormous bloom is detectable on satellite imagery and releases a foul stench into the air. This location. Equine mites. Despite their menacing appearance, this family of horseshoe crabs poses no threat in any way, and those expressions belie the lack of unearthly rite taking place. There's no need to worry, because all of these creatures have congregated on the beach to breed. You shouldn't be alarmed if you see a large number of horseshoe crabs while enjoying the beach, as they are harmless and visit the area for the same reasons we do. Massive octopus. Of course, I think we'd all respond like, this individual, as if we came across such a large squid on our beach. The man would lie down next to it. Squid, in order to gauge its precise size, and failed to contain his.
Are you gonna take a photo? I'm taking the video.
Usual, a nearly 13-ton squid was discovered on Western Cape Beach. Seeing one of these giants on land is a fascinating experience because they usually live in deep waters. Launch of a rocket. Envision taking a trip to the beach on a tranquil day. You stumble upon the news that SpaceX has launched the Falcon Heavy rocket on its inaugural test flight. Yes, this did take place at Playa Linda Beach, and it brought an additional. Beachgoers asserted that they could feel its powerful vibrations from the beach, adding a dash of excitement to the area's tourists. With its massive smoke cloud and successful launch, it provided everyone on what a wonderful day it is to hear. Not forget, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and spread the word about the video. I really appreciate you taking the time to view it. Click the bell button to make sure you don't miss any of the incredible videos heading your way.